Hi, Stevo again. And I just saw on CNN where the journalist Bob Woodworth found out, he interviewed Trump, and his book is coming out, that Trump knew that the COVID-19 was in America in February, and he did nothing about it. And it makes me weary to find out because he did know it and he denied it. He denied that it was a threat. And I think that the American people should be angry, and they should. If you don't vote this year, you're not an American. It's the most patriotic thing in the world to vote. It's the most patriotic thing in the world. So I think it's very important for you to do what you have to do. In 2016, there were too many people that stayed home and did not vote. And when you didn't vote, Trump won. He also won by, the Russians taking over our election. But he mainly won because the American people stayed home. Oh, I'm not going to vote for Hillary. And, it's a two-party system. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. And it really upsets me that the American people don't take responsibility and to not vote. And I don't give a damn what you thought of Hillary. I'm not too crazy about Hillary either. But she would have been in retrospect, she would have been a lot better than Trump. Don't you think so? Don't you think so? She would have been a lot. All the stuff that you didn't like about Hillary Clinton, she would have been a lot better than Trump in retrospect. Because Hillary had experience as the president's wife. She had the experience as a senator. She had the experience as a Secretary of State under Obama. So she knew where all the bodies were buried, but you voted for an idiot and you stayed home. And I'm angry because he knew. He knew. And what any president should have done was to quarantine the people who came from China. There are a lot of American people who work in China, who work in American factories in China, and they came to America like they always do, not knowing they had the virus, and they gave it to people. And as I recall, and I'm not super sure, the first person that died of this virus was an elderly man that lived in a nursing home in Seattle. And they should have quarantined the people who came from China. They should have quarantined them for a couple weeks. It's not rocket science. They should have shut down Canada, the border of Canada. They should have shut down the border of Mexico. They should have made sure to keep an eye on other people who came from different countries and quarantine them for a couple months so it wouldn't spread around the country. And now we're making wearing a mask a political thing. It's not a political thing. It's a health issue. It's not politics. It's a health. Wearing a mask is a health issue. Can you imagine? We have 189,000 people that died of this virus. And the good people out there should be pissed. This is literally life and death. And if you don't vote this year, you're a hateful, evil person. I don't care who you vote for. But stop watching the football game or feeding your face and vote. Stop it. You know? And you could say, well, Trump can cheat. Yeah. That's a good chance he can cheat. But you still vote. You could say Russia could collude again. And there's a chance they could collude again. But you vote. It's better. You know what? It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. The most patriotic thing you can do is to vote. Vote by social distancing. Vote by mail. Do what you need to do to vote. It's your duty as an American citizen. It's your patriotic duty. I don't know your political beliefs. My political beliefs is far to the left, but I'm still an American citizen, and it's, I feel it's my patriotic duty to vote. And it makes me angry that Trump knew that COVID was coming to America in February, and I'm pretty sure you know how many, you might have relatives that died of COVID. You might have elderly grandparents that died of COVID. You probably know other people whose life has been affected by this virus. But you vote. I'm not anything, okay? I'm just a regular person, but I hope it's getting through your head. I want so bad to get it through your fucking skull about the importance of voting. This is the most important election in American history because it's literally life and death. It's literally life and death. Now, if Trump cheats, we as Americans should confront that Trump cheats. If Trump twists it around, and I got a feeling that his Trump turds are going to start a race war if Trump loses, but we as Americans, we come together and we face those things. This is the worst year since 1968. This is the most violent year. The death of George Floyd. We could go on and on and on of what went down in this year. It's the most tiring year in recent memory. And you should care. You should care. And if you're an American citizen, you vote. And we deal with the rest together. Again, I don't know you. I don't know anyone out there. And I hope it's getting into your head. I hope it gets in your fucking head. That we're going to need each other. If it's Biden or a second term of Trump, we're going to need each other. Most definitely we're going to need each other if it's a second year of Trump. But Trump is a con man. Trump didn't want to be president in the first place. He's a con man. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't. Don't you get it? Again, I don't know your politics. I don't know the majority of people who watch this video, if they do watch this video. And you could turn me off if you want to, and that's fine. As an American citizen, you have a right to turn me off. As an American citizen, you have a right to do what you need to do, but you also have a right to do the right thing in the end. You also have rights. Because we do have a constitution. We shouldn't let one president get away with all this. And I know there are good people out there. I know there are decent, good people of all races out there that are sick and tired of seeing Trump's ugly face on TV every day. Every day. I'm sick of him. And a lot of people stay, again, in 2016, a lot of people stayed home. For what? Why did you stay home in 2016? And I hope that from now on, you don't take voting for granted. Because I think politicians want you to take voting for granted. They want you to stay home. You know, we have a right to vote out the dead wood. We have a right to vote out people like what's that guy's name from Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. We have a right to vote him out. We have a right to vote out the dead wood in Congress and in the Senate, because we're the American people. We are American people. And I had to just do this video because seeing on CNN an hour or so ago that Trump knew that this virus was in America in February and did nothing, thinking that, oh, it's just a common cold. It must be the biggest conspiracy in the world when 189,000 people die of the common cold. When coroners around the country are saying, oh, they died of COVID. No, they died of the common cold. That's the biggest conspiracy in American history, to compare a common cold to COVID. I guess coroners don't know their job. I guess American scientists don't know their job. I guess Dr. Fauci, who's a very respected doctor, very respected scientist, oh, he doesn't know his job. But Trump does. Trump knows his job. Oh, it's the common cold. Are you for real? It's not the common cold. Because coroners did their job. Doctors did their job. Scientists did their job and realized people dying, 189,000 people dying, is not the common cold. And people like Bob Woodward, who started with Nixon and Watergate, would have no reason to lie. With Trump, everybody lies when it comes to Trump, and he tells the truth. Doesn't that bother you? Even if you are a Trump turd, doesn't that bother you that he is always turning around, and when someone is outing him on something, the only excuse Trump says is, oh, they're lying. Doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that make you realize that Trump is a liar? What would Bob Woodward, who is a very respected journalist since the time of Nixon, why would he lie? He didn't lie about Nixon. He didn't lie about other presidents he's been writing about since Nixon. Why would he lie about Trump? Why would he lie about Trump? Why is everything with these right-wing people have to be a fucking conspiracy? With a lot of these people watch Fox News, it goes in one ear, out the other. And the decent people just sit here with their finger up their ass. Get your finger out of your ass and vote. And if voting doesn't work, then we work together. And I would say to the young people out there that in the future, we need to put together coalitions. We need to put together as many parties in America as possible. Two-party system is ridiculous. We should have 3 parties. We should have 4 parties. We should have 5 parties in this country, in the richest country in the world. So what I heard about Trump knowing since February about this virus should make you angry. And it should give you every reason to vote. That's all I've been saying. So I'm gonna let this video go, and please, I want you to take this seriously and vote through social distancing, and vote through the mail. And there are good people in this country, and I'm focusing on the good people. And we should not be in despair. We should vote. So take it easy, and I'll talk to you in the future. Shit.